My unstoppable wisdom seekers and fearless life explorers, welcome to the Life Guidance Vault, where every insight is a key to unlocking a new path to growth, purpose, and transformation. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever stood in front of a door you thought would open, only to have it slammed shut in your face? Maybe it was a job, a relationship, a friendship, or an opportunity you poured your heart into. And when it didn't work out, it felt personal. It stung. But what if that moment wasn't a dead end, but a redirection? Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful mindsets you can ever adopt, turning rejection into fuel for reinvention, inspired by the timeless wisdom of the Stoic master, Marcus Aurelius. This isn't about pretending. Rejection doesn't hurt. It does, but it's also not the end of your story, unless you let it be. Rejection, in the right hands, becomes refinement. It's not the fall. It's what you build on the way back up. So if you've ever been ghosted, overlooked, misunderstood, or underestimated, this one's for you. In this video, we'll break down 10 powerful lessons that will reframe rejection, silence self-doubt, and ignite your inner strength. These are not just philosophies, they're practical, real-world strategies. Each one is a tool you can use, starting today. If you're ready to flip the script and turn rejection into resurrection, then let's begin this transformative journey together. Ignore them too. When someone decides to ignore you, whether it's an old friend, a crush, a client, or a colleague, the first instinct might be to chase, to explain, to wonder, what did I do wrong? Stop right there. Ignoring those who ignore you is not petty. It's powerful. It's a declaration of your self-worth. It's a move only the strong make. Here's the truth. Someone's inability to see your value is not your burden to carry. It's their limitation, not your deficiency. Picture this. They walk past you like you're invisible. Instead of shrinking, you rise. You smile. You continue walking, unbothered, unmoved, untouched. Why? Because you've built your worth internally, not around their recognition. Practicing this doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means refusing to feed their silence with your attention. Channel your energy back into your world. Read something mind-expanding. Hit the gym. Reconnect with goals you've set aside. Build something in your career, your creativity, your character. When you choose to ignore those who ignore you, you're saying, I choose. Me, I protect my peace. I don't chase where I'm not cherished. And the best part? Often when you stop chasing, the tables turn. But by then, you're too elevated to look back. Don't react emotionally. Rejection hits, and emotions rise like a storm. Anger, sadness, confusion, even desperation. But here's where the ancient Stoics hand you a golden key. Emotion is energy, and energy must be governed, not unleashed blindly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When someone pushes you away or shuts a door, your emotional reaction is where the true test lies. Yes, it hurts, but you are not your first reaction. You are your second response, the one you choose. With clarity, take a breath. Step back, ask yourself, is this about them, or is it stirring up something unresolved in me? Most times, what hurts us isn't the actual rejection. It's what we tell ourselves it means. I'm not enough. I'm unlovable. I'll never succeed. All lies, all fear, none of it rooted in truth. So what do? Pause before you respond. Don't send that impulsive message. Don't beg for an explanation. Practice emotional sovereignty. Feel the emotion, but don't act from it. Use journaling, meditation, or just a silent walk to process, not project. Because here's what happens when you don't react emotionally. You gain the upper hand, you stay grounded, and you show yourself and the world that you're not controlled by anyone's approval or rejection. Rejection is a test. Pass it by responding with wisdom, not weakness. Remember, every time you choose silence over drama, stillness over chaos, and power over panic, you win. You don't need to announce your worth. You just need to embody it. 3. Remove them from your mind. Let's go deeper, my unstoppable wisdom seekers. What do you do when someone's absence still echoes in your thoughts? Even after ignoring them, even after calming your emotions, they live rent-free in your mind. Here's the truth you need to hear. They only take up mental space because you allow them to. Let's be brutally honest. Rejection may have been their action, but rumination is yours. And your mind, it's a sacred garden. You don't let weeds grow there unchecked. You pull them out by the root. So how do you remove someone from your mental space without suppressing your humanity? Start with intentional awareness. Every time their name or memory comes up, pause. Don't resist it, recognize it, then replace it. Replace it with gratitude. I'm thankful they're gone. Now there's room for someone aligned with my value. Replace it with purpose. I choose to redirect this energy into something meaningful. Replace it with presence. This moment is mine, and I will not waste it on a ghost. And here's a powerful tip. Whenever the urge to dwell returns, do something that strengthens your future, not something that clings to your past. Rid, create, build, connect. Because the moment you stop feeding your focus to them, their power dissolves. They're not haunting you, your attachment is. So let go, not because they deserve your silence, but because you deserve your peace. 4. Demonstrate your value. Now that you've removed their hold on your mind, it's time to do something even more powerful. Let your value speak for itself. When rejection strikes, the world teaches us to either lash out or shrink in silence. But the wisest move, elevation, show, don't tell, that your worth is not dependent on their approval. This is not about revenge. This is not about making them regret it. This is about you aligning your life with your highest self. Let your next chapter be so rich in growth, joy, and power that the people who ignored you become nothing more than a footnote in your rise. Start leveling up in quiet, undeniable ways. Invest in your personal development, expand your skills, start that project, take that course, get sharper, physically stronger, emotionally wiser. Surround yourself with people who see you, not those who overlook you. And don't wait for applause. The right people will recognize you without noise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." So don't post about your glow-up. Live it. They may never see it, but the world, and most importantly, you, will. You don't have to prove your worth. Just embody it and watch your life evolve. 5. Cut off contact. And now we arrive at one of the most misunderstood, yet most essential lessons of all. Cutting off contact isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Let's be real. If someone disrespects you, belittles your presence, or continually leaves you second-guessing your value, you owe them nothing. Not access, not explanation, not kindness dressed as people-pleasing. Sometimes the strongest move you'll ever make is pressing block. Why? Because energy is contagious, and toxic people, they thrive on access. They linger in the shadows of your attention. When you cut the cord, emotionally, digitally, physically, you are reclaiming your inner authority. No more checking their profile. No more hoping for that message. No more looking back. It's done. Not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. And guess what happens next? You begin to hear your own voice again. You find room to breathe, to grow, to heal. And new doors open, ones that would have stayed shut if your hands were still clinging to the past. Remember this, your peace is too precious to negotiate. If someone can't respect your presence, they don't deserve your future. Cut off contact and cut off the noise, because you're not just surviving rejection anymore, you're mastering it. Let me know when you're ready for part 3, and I'll continue with lessons 6 to 8, keeping the style tight, philosophical, and powerful for your audience on the Life Guidance Vault. Oh, you said? ChatGPT said, absolutely. Here's part 3 of your YouTube script for the Life Guidance Vault, continuing with the same tone and structure. This section dives into lessons 6 to 8, building on the journey of inner transformation. Part 3, lessons 6 to 8. 6. Prove them wrong. My fearless life explorers, here's a shift in mindset that can ignite a fire in your soul. You don't prove them wrong with words. You do it with results. Some people will underestimate you, dismiss your ideas, reject your presence. Let them, because their rejection is not a verdict. It's an invitation to rise higher than they ever imagined you could. You see, Stoicism teaches us that external events do not define us, only our response does. So how do you prove them wrong? By building, by learning, by becoming. Not to spite them, but to honor your own potential. You don't need to announce your comeback. Just make your life so rich, so complete, that their doubts fade into irrelevance. Let them scroll through your success one day in silence and realize the person they rejected became someone unreachable. And you won't need to say a word, because growth, evolution, and peace are louder than any "I told you so." So channel that rejection, use it as fuel, turn their doubt into your discipline, and prove that your value never needed their permission to shine. 7. Go out and have fun. You've done the inner work. Now it's time to reclaim something. Just as important, your joy. Because sometimes the most radical act after rejection is living well. We often think healing means solitude, stillness, reflection. Yes, that's part of it. But another part? Laughter, movement, play. Not escape, but re-engagement. With life, fun isn't a distraction from growth. It's a crucial part of it. Dance without needing a reason. Try that weird hobby you've always been curious about. Say yes to that invite. Go to that event. Laugh until your stomach hurts. Because joy is magnetic. It reminds you that life is abundant. And that one person's rejection is just a speck in a galaxy of experiences waiting for you. This is where your energy shifts. This is where you stop existing in reaction to someone else and start living from your core. You don't have to pretend you're over it. You don't have to fake happiness. Just move, just engage, just live. Rejection may have dimmed a moment, but it cannot steal your spirit unless you hand it over. So go out, breathe, smile. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally free to live on your own terms. 8. Build your social status. Let's talk power. Not ego-driven, but purpose-driven. Rejection often makes us feel invisible, like we don't belong. That ends today. Because another way to flip the script on rejection: rise in the ranks of your world. Build your social value. And no, I don't mean chasing popularity. I mean creating influence through alignment and authenticity. Build real connections. Speak with confidence. Share your voice, online or offline. Stand for something. Make yourself known for value, insight, kindness, vision. The more you elevate your presence, the more the right people gravitate toward you, and the less you crave the validation of those who once rejected you. Here's the truth. Your vibe creates your tribe, and the more you grow into your purpose, the more you attract people who not only see you, but uplift you. Marcus Aurelius didn't need followers. He had integrity, and in today's world, that's rare and magnetic. So step out, build your presence, become known not for ego but for impact, because rejection is only the beginning of your story. You're not just bouncing back. Act as if they don't exist. My unstoppable wisdom seekers, there comes a point where the most powerful move is not confrontation, but complete detachment. When someone rejects you, mocks you, or overlooks your presence, the instinct is to prove something to them, to chase some form of resolution. But what if the most profound response is simple? Act as if they don't exist. Now, don't mistake this for bitterness or denial. This is liberation, a declaration that your energy is too sacred to be spent on someone who couldn't recognize your value. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." You don't mimic ignorance with more ignorance. You rise above. You remove the emotional hooks that keep pulling you back to the same wounds. So how do you act like they don't exist? You stop checking. You stop scrolling. You stop talking about them. You redirect your attention to your life. You become so immersed in your own becoming, they disappear naturally, not from the world, but from your world. And that's real power, because someone who no longer exists in your emotional universe cannot touch your peace. They lose all control, not because you fought them, but because you stopped carrying them. That's how you reclaim your story. That's how you win. 10. Give them the silent treatment. This final lesson is not about playing games, it's about commanding respect. There's a silence that's empty, cold, and passive-aggressive. But there's another kind, a silence that speaks louder than words. When someone rejects or disrespects you, you don't always need to explain your hurt. You don't need a dramatic exit or a closing monologue. Sometimes silence is the most dignified and empowering response. It's the pause that says, "You no longer have access to my emotions. I've shifted my focus from you to me. I don't need closure to move forward." Stoicism teaches us emotional discipline, and nothing expresses it more elegantly than the silent treatment used with purpose. Not to manipulate, not to punish, but to protect your energy and preserve your integrity. Don't respond to provocations. Don't chase after validation. Don't explain what no longer requires explanation. Let your silence echo through their absence. Let it mirror their disregard, not out of vengeance, but out of clarity. And in that stillness, you'll find something extraordinary. Peace, strength, direction. The silent treatment is not just a tactic, it's a transition. From being entangled in rejection to being centered in your own truth. You're not just reacting to life anymore, you're designing it. To every fearless life explorer and unstoppable wisdom seeker tuning in, know this: rejection is not your enemy. It's your redirection. You've just walked through 10 powerful, Stoic-inspired strategies to transform rejection into resilience and silence into strength. This is what the Life Guidance Vault is all about, turning life's hardest moments into your greatest lessons. Now, if this journey stirred something within you, a shift, a spark, a sense of strength, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, tap that bell. Drop a comment and tell us which of these 10 spoke to your soul the most, because growth multiplies when we grow together. And remember, your worth is not defined by those who walked away. It's revealed in the way you rise. Until next time, stay unshakable, stay true, and keep unlocking the vault within.